Good time zones, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Dover Motor Speedway for round number. What are we at? I think we're at 6 now of the season. 5. I'm lost.
You race 5.
Yeah, race 5. I was off by 1. I'm excited for this. Uh, but yeah, so race number 5 here at Dover Motor Speedway, known as the Munster Mile. This fast 1-mile concrete track serves for one purpose and one purpose only. It is built for speed. And let me tell you what, these guys are absolutely on it today. But I am Mike Taylor up here in the booth. Alongside me is the one, the only Andrew Teft. And today, Christian Hill's going to be stepping away for just today as he gets some things figured out on his end with his PC. But hopefully he'll be back next week. And we wish him a speedy recovery and getting that computer back up and running. But today, we are here again at the Munster Mile. Let's talk through a little bit here. Andrew, what's your thoughts about today's race?
This is one of my favorite races for strategy because the two different paths kind of intersect so closely sometimes. It's 160 laps, the race in length. You can chop that up into 4 40 laps segments or, 353 to 54 lap segments. And it's always kind of unpredictable sometimes how it plays out. How the new tires longer interact, and I don't know, it's just kind of a tough place to save in general because it's a very like high RPM sort of track.
Yeah, definitely, and momentum is absolutely going to be key around this beautiful circuit here. And I know I say like every track is beautiful, but this one's beautiful in just its sense of the concrete. It's such a beautiful slab of concrete with that nice shine down at the bottom where these trucks get a lot of grip. And we're just in for a real treat here today. Let's see here.
The things to look out for will be restarts. Very easy to spin the tires. Hopefully these guys remember that on this initial start. If not, somebody will spin and then they'll probably remember. But and if they can make it through the first couple corners, these Dover races that we've had have a history of going pretty green, and it's kind of difficult to trigger a caution here sometimes.
Yeah, talking about, triggering the cautions. One thing is like once one of these trucks gets sideways here at Dover, you can probably be guaranteed that you're going to be slid down the track because of how high the banking is here. Not only in the corners, but on the straightaways here as well. So usually once you start going around and you're crashing, just the momentum of the track itself will just drag you down towards that inside wall. So this is what we like to call a self-cleaning track. As we take a look here of Alex Teft finishing up his qualifying run here, 16th. Brandon Sanfilippo in that number 12 machine for Driving Extreme Incorporated. Throughout this practice session, I know you were out on track. What are your thoughts on who to watch here today?
It's a tough one. Truth Hope's kind of off to a rough season, rough start to the season. Maybe he can turn it around today. I seem to always race around him here. I know he's pretty quick. I'm not the best here. I'm usually a top 5 car, but I know he's usually in front of me.
Yeah, Truth Hope is definitely usually one of the fast ones, and just like that, Brandon Sanfilippo, he will throw his number 12 machine on to the pole so far. Oh, no, wait. Yeah. I just bounced it back on me here. But yeah, Brandon Sanfilippo, he will be on the pole so far. as we're still waiting a couple more drivers here to take to the track.
This is probably the most difficult pit road people will face this season. Just the transition off the bankment and how slow pit road is, period. Just makes it super difficult.
Yeah, as we see Brandon trying to get down on pit road, and hopefully he will not do that in the race.
Yeah, a lot of these guys will use the end of qualifying as an opportunity to practice that entry. I like to dive off onto the apron before you actually get to turn 3. Just feels smoother. It might be slightly slower, but I don't know. I feel like I crash less often if I do that, or speed less often.
Yeah, I definitely hate trying to get down onto this pit road, under green flag conditions. And you knowing us, that's what we're always hoping for is green flag pit stops, real tight racing. But we've been seeing that all season long, so we're looking to continue that on here today. And with that being said here, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and take a look at your starting lineup for today's race right here at Dover. Starting on the pole, it's going to be Brandon Sanfilippo in that number 12 machine with Kyle Hess in the 86 to his outside. The inside row number 2, you got the 65 of Brandon Zimmerman. He'll be joined by the 96 of Barry Nelson. Row number 3, Truth Hoke in that number 55 machine will be joined by Sean Dunaway in that 01 Hello Kitty machine. The 99 of Philip Archibald, he'll be on the inside of row number 4, joined by Kirby Wainscott to his outside in the 10. Row number 5, Brandon Biddy will be joined by Stephen Littrell in that outside lane. Row 6, Rowan Lloyd in that number 61 machine will be joined by Curtis Ecker in that number 8 machine. Row 7, you got Joe Bonner on the inside with Chris Gotzel to his outside. Row number 8, you got the 42 of Jonathan Stidham joined by the 33 of Alan Wild. Row number 9, Joshua Norton in that number 24 machine will be on the inside of Alex Teft in his number 43 machine. Row 10, Frank Chavez in the number 23 machine will be joined by Timothy Eisburn in the 92. Row 11, in the 00, Alan Bergen will be joined by the Phantom Andrew Teft in that number 98 machine. Kensley Smith and Mike Fudge will make up row number 12, driving the number 15 and 2 respectively. Row 13, the 29 of Matt Miles will be joined by the number 1 of Steve Castle. Row 14, Aaron Roth will be joined by Jack Kelly in the number 38. Row 15 and final driver of that number 77 machine, Alex Gates, as we get these cars rolling off the track now and on to these bankings. And we're going to be going green real quick here at Dover, so these guys get one lap around here and then we're going green. So exciting to see Kyle Hess in that number 86 up front. He's looking to try to start turning his season around here in race number 5. Brandon Sanfilippo's come close the last couple of weeks, and he's looking to close the deal out tonight. And he's possibly has a good shot at doing that as he will be starting on the pole. Brandon Zimmerman, he's coming and going, but he's being strong up here in that 3rd spot.
I watched her wheel spin on this initial start here. Could be a little tough to get going on this incline.
And as everybody gets going here, nice, clean, steady, Brandon Sanfilippo, he will overtake the race lead. And Brandon Zimmerman, he will clean out for a second as we have contact a little bit on here in the back with Brandon Biddy and that number 10 of Kirby Wainscott, I believe it was, as they exited turn number 2. Now they're out here as we have one car going sideways. That's going to be the 55 with Truth Hope, and that's going to bring out our first caution of the day.
It's probably because I picked him, Mike.
That's what we call the commentator's curse. Now, just the starts here are so important because the tires are just not warmed up enough, you know, here on the start. So seeing stuff like that does not surprise me. But let's go ahead and come back here and take a look, see what happened to Truth here on the exit of turn 4. Oh, he actually just bobbled.
It's a very narrow track. There's just not a lot of room to recover if you do get into trouble.
Yeah.
Without hitting a wall or... I think we all see that famous Jimmy Johnson clip. And him spinning down the front stretch every time they come here.
You know, I still don't know how he kept it off the wall. That was just absolutely beautiful driving by Jimmy Johnson. And the fans' reaction to it all. That was even better.
I was there for the year that his transmission broke on that restart and the whole field crashed.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. And we do have Kirby Wainscott in that number 10 machine coming down pit road. Kirby Wainscott with Chicken Coop Racing. He's been very strong the past couple of weeks as well in that number 10 machine. So I think he's looking just to come here to top it off.
Not sure where Kirby... Oh, is this from the Biddy contact that we saw?
That's possible. I didn't see him hit the wall, though.
Looked like some left front fender damage that was just repaired. I don't know if he used a fast repair, or maybe it's...
Kirby. There it is. Let's see if we can find it here. Here.
Oh, something weird there. When the camera transitions.
Yeah, so let me see if I can get a little bit better view of it at the transition. Yeah, okay, so yeah, so that contact right there with Philip Archibald was constant. But he's going to go ahead and get his truck back out, and we're going to go green this time by. Oh!
Oops.
That's what we call a equipment failure right there. Yeah. That's going to extend our caution. Because as he drives, and it just turns hard left. Right here. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a wheel disconnect right there for sure.
I heard Barry's apologizing on the radio. Something must have happened.
Alright, so we're going to...
back going fast?
What was that?
Oh, just getting back going fast.
Yeah. Alright, back into the Echo Park restart zone. San Filippo decided to run the outside this time. That's going to work for him as he quickly pulls away from the field here on this restart. And Brandon Zimmerman in that number 65 machine, he is going to overtake that second spot. And Stephen Luttrell moving up 7 spots already up to that 3rd spot. Stephen Luttrell is an absolute beast here today, as in just a couple short laps, you know, he's gained up a lot of spots, and here he is now running for that 2nd position.
We ran a mini stock race here, and I think we actually won that race. It was kind of a strange one. felt like a super speedway in those cars because they're so small.
You know, I remember that, and that was a very fun race. And as we see us, Stephen Luttrell all over the back bumper now of Zimmerman. Oh, so close to the wall. Just flying out of these corners that throws your truck up towards that outside wall. As you see Luttrell just powering around the outside of Zimmerman, and he's going to lead a lap here at Dover. Let's jump back here a little bit to Rowan Lloyd in that number 61 machine, and Joe Bonner in the 11, as these two drivers are duking it out for that 10th spot. Diving down here into turns 3 and 4. Now they've got Alan Wild on their back bumper as well. You know, Rowan Lloyd, he's still been pretty impressive to me the last, the last couple of weeks. He's been really, really fast as we have a caution.
Timothy Eisburn's around on the backstretch. The 92 truck.
Yep. Timothy Eisburn in that Shaco LLC machine. Bringing it on out. Turn 2. Oh, he got held from, I believe that was, is that Truth? Yeah, that was Truth.
So. Timothy exited kind of low off that corner. This will be a good view of it. I could see why he would think he had a hole.
Yeah. Things happen so quick around here, and you know, seeing something like that doesn't surprise me. And while we got a moment here, I'd like to give a little bit of a shout out to Chantel Pottle with Speed Zone Race Control. She does a phenomenal job every single week, every single day, pretty much, that she is here with us in Racers Elite. So thank you so much for everything you do, and hope you have a great call up there in race control.
I'm curious how she'll call this one. This does help those guys on that two-stop strategy. It makes that a little bit more possible. Don't have to save as much.
So on that note, we're looking at 2 stops then, and that's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad actually. If they could definitely get it all the way there. And do you think fuel mileage could possibly play a role in this at the end, once we go back, you know, get a good green flag running?
Yeah, you never know when that's going to happen. If these guys can kind of get a few laps in, it gets a little bit more spread out. Sometimes you'll be surprised by how many green flag laps you'll run. But I think right now, 2 stops pretty doable without major conservation. If these guys came in and topped off, I think a lot of these drivers haven't come in yet, which would, you know, still be possible, but they're going to have to work a little bit harder to get there.
Yeah, definitely. As the pace car is off, we're getting ready to go back green flag here at the Munster Mile. green flag is back out. It's going to be Steven Luttrell, Zimmerman on the front row. Zimmerman not getting a good jump there as Brendan Sanfilippo. He is working now on the inside of Zimmerman as they rocket here through turns 1 and 2. But Zimmerman, he flew right there out of turn 2, able to overtake that position as Sean Dunaway, he's starting to make himself known up here in the front of this pack. Yep. Brandon Biddy, the number 22, he's trying to hold off Curtis Ecker back there. Both of these drivers starting to move forward here early on in this race as well. They're doing a great job. Chris Gotzel also moving up in that 707 machine. You know, his season has actually pretty much got turned around, and you know, he's starting to have really great performance, but things just keep happening to him that causes him to pull back to that 707 machine.
That's the wall. Philip Archibald was one driver, and a little bit further back.
That might have been Rowan Lloyd, I think.
It's that truck with the white top near Alex, I believe.
That would be here. That 57 machine.
You can get away with a little slack, but whatever, or you come out of the corners, these things could just get light, and sometimes you go flying toward the wall.
I'm looking over at the chat right now. Troy Thomas says it's because of that ugly truck that Truth wrecked. Oh man, I love this group. I love them so much. Brandon Biddy and that's 22 machine hanging out in the top 5, having a really good day so far. Everybody's pretty much got themselves single file, and then once you get back here to that 13th spot with Kesley Smith, he's trying to get on the inside of Rowan Lloyd on the edge of the turn number 2. Not able to do anything with it, and back to single file. Lloyd into the wall. You know, it's pretty impressive that this kind of a track can produce a really good side-by-side racing that you're seeing like this right now. But yet, as soon as they come to the front straightaway, that outside lane just gets so much momentum that it turns back into single file.
Yeah, existing you kind of have to plan that the truck's going to drift a little bit out of your control.
Roth hitting that outside wall once again on the exit of turn 4. You know, one thing that really gets me about this track, Andrew, is you push so hard coming out of turn 4, but you don't push hard coming out of turn 2. But I believe this track is pretty much symmetrical all the way around.
It looks like it, but there does seem to be some differences. I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe tunnels to get to the infield or something. It's also in New England, so probably winters and all that. Yeah, they do drive a little bit differently. Bristol's the same way. It looks pretty symmetrical if you don't look too close.
Yeah.
Very different ends though.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I guess that makes sense, as they do call this place Bristol on steroids. And let's jump back up here with our race leaders. Brandon Zimmerman trying to hold off Brandon Sanfilippo. No, Steven Luttrell having issues in his number 36. He's slowing it down. Nope, he got it back going again. Not sure what happened there with Steven Luttrell.
Did I call Dover New England?
I don't know.
I don't know if that's true. We have to go. Gotta go back to geography.
I mean, when I was younger, I thought Dover was in Colorado, but that was actually Denver, Colorado. And so when I was younger, my dad was living out that way. I'm like, yeah, Dad, they're going to be racing out there this weekend over at Dover. And of course, he didn't correct me.
Close enough north where they get some snow.
Exactly. I mean, this track pretty much is up in the New England area, up in, wow, Rhode Island?
Oh, this is Delaware.
Delaware. One of those smaller states up here. But still all around, the New England area for sure. As I just saw Kurt Secker bounce off the wall back there. Now Sean Dunaway, he's trying to get onto the inside here of Zimmerman, but just not able to make it work. And as I say that, there he goes to the inside. Oh, and he's trying to bring Biddy with him. Bergen brought his 00 machine down pit road. I have to wait to see what happened with that.
That's for strategy, I think.
This ball back there, we'll see if we can catch up on more action back here as we got trucks bouncing off the wall. Mad Crazy back behind Joe Bonner in that 11 truck. As you see, Wild now getting on the inside of Bonner for that spot. Wild gets loose, and yeah, Wild gets loose. That allows Bonner to take over that spot, and here comes Alex Stuff now working the outside of Alan Wild. He's looking like he's going to try to take it. And it looks like they're thinking about trying to make it 3 wide there. Aaron Roth back up into that outside wall here once again. Now Wild getting a good run here on Bonner on the exit of turn 4. Bonner hard into that outside wall. That's going to put them 3 wide heading into turn number 1. They're going to get themselves sorted out here. Nice and easy.
That one seemed hard enough to hurt it.
Yeah.
Looked a little wobbly down the straightaway there.
Yeah, just a little bit. As we continue to see Truth Hope here trying to hold off Aaron Roth and Tinsley Smith.
Highway is going to come into play shortly here. Really easy to kind of rust off the right front here at not mastered. These concrete surfaces are pretty different.
Yeah, concrete is at absolute different total beast versus the asphalt that we normally see. We jump in front of these guys to Alan Wild and Alex Stepp, duking it out here for that 11th spot.
What I know is I burn off a lot of right fronts. I think a lot of people do, but
yeah, that's something that everybody has to watch. And we're working lap 36 and 160. So these guys are actually doing a pretty decent job.
for the most part, everybody's kind of fighting for the bottom.
Yeah. 3 wide. Be careful, Truth. Truth opened up the back end of that stick.
May get in an upper lane for a couple laps during a pass or something, but I think if you're by yourself, you're pretty much kind of fighting from the bottom.
Chavez here, trying to work on the inside of Norton.
Start to see some guys who have taken care of their tires make some passes here. Like Frank Chavez is looking pretty quick.
Just want to point out, Brandon Zimmerman, he's already dropped all the way back to that 7th spot already here. Brandon Sanfilippo, he's way out front. I just realized he's out front by just about, was it 3.3 seconds? Doing a fantastic job here today. Curtis Hecker in that number 8 machine, he's made his way up into up 10 spots, up into 2nd. Last season. Oh, go ahead.
That's okay. I don't think Brandon's on any kind of conservation strategy right now. He's just going full tilt.
Hey, that's nothing wrong with that.
Interested to see how many laps he can go here.
So far, we are working lap 41 now, or 41 laps in the boat. Working lap 42, and they have not pitted yet in the top 13. And then you just got them kind of sprinkled out through the field behind, who have not pitted just yet. So. He's hanging tough, getting up here in that 4th spot. I really think it's just going to be a matter of time before he gets a victory here in the Tuesday Night Truck Series.
Good run for him.
Yeah, going to jump back here to that 12th spot. Kensley Smith working on the inside of Matt Miles.
Matthew Miles is saying that he's got a damaged truck.
Yep.
Apologizing for kind of being all over. I've seen the 57 kind of bounce off the wall a few times. A few of these guys are just pushing real bad. They're really falling through the pack. Yeah. They're getting towards the end of the fuel run here. We're gonna start to see some green flag pit stops. If it's me, I want to go as far as I can because there's a chance you could go, 2 laps down or maybe even 3 laps down if you're far enough behind going in. Don't want to get stuck if yellow comes out. And it's kind of easy for yellow to come out in green flag pit stops here because the entry is so difficult. So.
Talk about green flag pit stops. We already have some takers coming down here pit road. Philip Archibald in that number 99 machine. He's coming down pit road. Brandon Biddy in that number 22 machine.
Pit speed here is 35. When you think you're going slow enough, it's probably still twice as fast as you're supposed to be going.
Oh yeah. I also want to point out Joe Bonner in the 11. He's already made his way down pit road along with the 77 of Alex Yates. Oh, he wobbled there just a little bit. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, he's working pretty far up the track there.
Oh, yeah.
More of a diamond line. Some guys will really wrap the seam, where the color changes, and some will ride down there and kind of do a tight diamond. Sean's kind of rolling up in the centers pretty far. It could just be that his right front might be suffering, or has the fastest lap time right now.
Yeah, he's definitely doing his best to try to catch up to San Filippo. He's sitting just about 5.3 seconds
Whoa.
back. Hold on to it.
Holy
Beautiful.
cow.
That was awesome.
I don't know. That might have been a pit entry attempt from Kelly.
Yeah, that's awesome. He definitely missed the pits on that there. Rowan Lloyd, he's now down here on pit road. Brandon Sanfilippo, he's down pit road.
Let's take a look back here. Yeah, it seems like a failed pit entry. Just gotten too hot. Really good job from Sean to be on his toes there and not hit the wall. Usually a quick adjustment like that, you'll put yourself in the wall trying to avoid it. Whoa, it's a little hot too. Oh. Sorry, Jack. Jack Rhodes' other pit entry was a little scary too. It's very difficult here.
Yeah. I just want to mention Alan Weil blew his tire before coming down pit road. So these guys are definitely running it until the last possible second. As we're watching Alex Teff continue to make his way around. We're still waiting for him to come down pit road for his first pit stop. Frank Chavez in the number 23. He just got caught speeding on pit road.
Oh, we missed it.
Oh no!
Oh man.
Oh, does he have enough fuel to get back around?
He did try to get on the apron pretty early, but oh, I wonder if he's got enough fuel to make it. I hope so. If you're pitting at the end of your fuel range, it could be a problem if you miss it. Oh, he looks like he's out.
Yeah.
That'll really hurt.
Really, really tough right here for Alex Taft.
Luckily, it's kind of a short track, so it's easy to roll around if you have to, but
Right.
it's not very fast.
Yeah. I mean, as of right now, he's still hanging on to fourth. Frank Chavez in that number 23 got hit speeding on pit road. Seems like he's the only one that did get caught. Jonathan Sidham, he's now down on pit road as well, so that's going to turn over the race lead over to Kirby Wainscott in that number 10 machine. But he's got to come in maybe about...
Oh, we got a wreck off of 4.
Chris Gatzel.
With the 11 and
The 707.
Gatzel. Kind of a simultaneous spin off the corner.
Let's come back here and take a look. Oh, look like... So we're actually going to have to bring this one out just a little bit because this actually happens in front of them with Eisberg getting a little tap there from Kensley Smith, and that kind of checks them up behind them. And they pretty much just get into each other from that checkup, and that's all she wrote for this one. And it does look like Joe Bonner did blow his engine when he hit that wall, so he's going to have to get a fast repair done on his vehicle and then get back out here.
Such an unforgiving front stretch.
Yeah. Such an unfortunate feeling. But what that does, that brings Kirby Wainscott down onto pit road. He is being joined by Philip Archibald, Eisberg. He's back down here on pit road. Chris Gotzel down here getting some service done on his machine as well. And that right there pinned 13th on back, 1 lap down. So right now your current race leader is Brandon Biddy in that number 22 machine.
Looks like this caution was put on the 707, Chris Gaxel. But he did drift up at the track,
yeah,
a little bit. Just an EOL penalty. He had spun, so it's kind of back there anyway. Not a huge deal. First one he caused isn't a big deal. The second one's a drive-through penalty. That one stinks. Got one of those yesterday. Got some guys that to line up here. Kind of. Sorry. Just wondering what's going on. Just guys need to get around the track. Going green here.
and they need to quickly get around, but be careful not to rear end each other.
May have a large number of wave rounds. Yeah, when a caution falls during a pit cycle like that, the race starts can get a little funky. So I think we have a whole bunch of wave rounds. That's why we've got kind of so many single file trucks back there.
Gotta be careful. I think Biddy might get hit with a penalty here, because it looked like he went up the track at the start and he did not clear the start-finish line yet. So I think we're gonna have to wait to see what race control thinks about that. And as of right now, Curtis Ecker working on the inside of Brandon Biddy here on lap number 62. With most of these guys having pretty fresh tires, it's going to be very interesting to see, there's 2 lap separation between the 2 tires here on Brandon Biddy and Ecker. As of right now, it looks like Biddy is being able to hold off Ecker for the moment. Kirby Wayne Scott up here now in that 4th position. Had the race lead when the caution came down pit road, and it worked in his favor. So he's up here in that 4th spot.
Did hear race control talk to a 22. I'm not sure if there was a penalty. See if he dumps on the road, because if there is a penalty, it would be a drive-through.
So I'm still actually showing only 12 cars currently on the lead lap. Kyle Hess and Truth Hoke right now, these 2 are duking it out for that lucky dog position. And they've got Timothy Eisberg behind them, Philip Archibald, Joshua Norton. So all these guys here, these guys are fighting it out for that lucky dog. So this green flag pit cycle, then the caution at the end of it, really messed up a lot of people's races here. And now they all have to just mind their P's and Q's and, hope another caution comes out so that they can get away by it.
lap times are so short here that, I don't know, you might spend 40, 50 seconds on pit road. It's 2 or 3 laps that you're down. If you feel it comes out, you're trapped, and these guys got one back, and they're still one down. They could use a few more yellows to save them.
Yeah, definitely. As you hear Truth Hope play with that throttle, trying to get out of the corner. It seems like this new package, it makes these trucks a little bit looser in the corner than what we're used to. Because these trucks are moving around a little bit more than what I remember when I last drove them.
Yeah, that restart kind of spread everybody out to start almost.
Yeah. So this here is actually the battle for 5th place between Stephen Luttrell and Rowan Lloyd in that number 61 machine, as they're trying to work around the lap car of Timothy Eisberg. And then Kirby Wainscott is that red and yellow truck, 2 in front of Luttrell. So you've got a good mix of lap down cars and lead lap cars all mixed in right here. Brandon Biddy and Brandon Sanfilippo together duking it out for the 2nd spot up here in turns 3 and 4. Brandon Biddy doing a decent job coming back from an early spin. And now Kirby Wainscott's getting on the inside of Biddy, and that's going to put Kirby Wainscott up to 3rd. And now he sets eyes on the other Brandon, which is Brandon Sanfilippo. Kirby has just been an absolute tear the last 2-3 weeks now, and I believe he's got a couple victories under his belt the last couple of weeks as well. As you see them almost make contact there, and that was really close.
We're jinxing him.
So about that, Curtis Eckert currently 1.1 seconds in front of the field. Doing a pretty decent job now as he's in control of this race. You know, clean air, you know, is so important here at Dover, because once you start getting mixed up with the trucks in front of you, it really tightens up these trucks, and I think that's something that we're probably most likely seeing with a lot of these trucks hitting the wall on the exit of these corners. Dunaway area. Eisberg getting into the wall there. And Sean Dunaway, he's having issues trying to get to the back bumper there of Biddy. But hopefully that there's not that lap truck right there. Now he's going to be able to do it. And there he comes onto the inside, looking to take that 6th position. Beautiful pass. Yeah, so last night, Andrew, I broadcasted a race here at Dover with the Indy cars. Let me tell you what, that was fast. It was awesome. And I think that's something that we should do here at Racers Elite at some point.
Fast were they going on the straights?
They were reaching, I believe, about and running about 198 in the corner. It was fast, it was clean, it was like restrictor plate racing for Indy cars. It was really cool.
I'm starting to see a challenge at the front here.
Brandon Sanfilippo and Kirby Wainscott both closed that gap down. And here comes Sanfilippo. He's looking for the race lead here on lap 81. Well, last time I think we saw Eckerd take over the race lead. I think that was back on lap 61.
Looked like Curtis kind of spun his tires off too.
Yeah, lost that little bit of momentum. And that right there just shows like how much just that little tiny wheel spin can absolutely just change your whole entire run down the straights here. Even though the straights are not very long, it really makes a big, huge difference.
These guys are using a little more of the track than I thought they would. Oh, jeez.
Eckerd hard into the wall. He
that
might
one
be broke. Let's see if he can regather himself. That was a really hard hit there. But he seems okay for the moment.
maybe a little dent in the right front.
Very possible.
A little hard to tell. Doesn't look as bad as I thought.
Actually looks pretty decent.
I lost his air there too. Brandon was just completing a pass on him. If somebody crosses in front of you on exit, you could be nice and planted and suddenly lose your air, and you just drift toward the wall much more than you're anticipating. Kind of have to predict it as you see it.
Sanfilippo, he is starting to pull away here from Kirby Wainscott just a little bit. Looks like we got Alex Teff coming up here on Eckerd, but Alex, he is one lap down at the moment. I believe he is the first car lap down, so.
We've got a large group battling for the lucky dog.
Yeah.
Right now.
Oh no, it is true actually. I like it.
Yeah, true.
Look, that first pit stop just completely, like, screwed us all up here at the booth trying to figure out who's who, who's where, who's actually competing for what. But we have a good battle here between Alan Wild and the number 24 of Joshua Norton, but they're not racing for position.
Alex has just caught Truth for that lucky dog spot, so that'll be a fun one too.
Oh yeah. Curtis Eckerd bringing that number 8 machine down pit road. Unfortunately, I don't think that's this is a planned pit stop. Maybe Barney is coming down. Oh, caution.
Got a yellow. Yeah, it's so important, that battle. Just another couple laps or something when that yellow comes out. 43 would have had it, but
I'm not registering who it was.
That's a guaranteed passing, but
Oh, never mind. I didn't find it. I think. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 cars, and we got Castle sideways here on the front straightaway. Up there with Chris Gotzel and Philip Archibald. This one might get pinned on the number 1 machine. As they all slid up the track, but I think at that rate, looking at it, I think we would have seen a caution either way. But that's going to bring everybody back down pit road.
He must have thought Chris was going to stay behind Phil. They were actually going to be 3 wide. You could look at some paint schemes.
Yeah. I mean, I can't help it.
Stidham has a St. Patrick's Day themed one, all green. I think it was Stidham.
Stidham. Where are you going, Stidham? There he is.
Is that Mopar? I'm blind.
The Dodge Mopar, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I guess I'm not that blind.
Yeah, as he did jump manufacturers when the Dodge Ram came available to these drivers.
Alright, so this yellow balls with about 70, 71 to go. Do somewhere in the 40s, maybe 50 something for range, so still a little out of reach. Everybody still needs one stop at this point.
Yep. Well, Andrew, I'm going to do it. I think we're going to do a crank it up session for this restart. How's that sound?
Sure.
As these drivers get ready to go green flag, San Filippo, Wayne Scott will bring it back to the green flag. Getting way up the track, and we got trouble on front stretch.
More trouble. Up against the outside wall, too.
Steve Castle involved. He's facing the wrong direction. Jonathan Stidham, he was involved in this one as well. Well, that beautiful car is all banged up now.
Just had the big one at Dover.
Yeah, I think Joe Bonner might have been involved in this one. Steve Castle, Kensley Smith. The 42 came up in front of Wayne Scott, and that just right there just sets him down in front of Kensley Smith, and it was just all completely on from there. See the 33 getting ran up the track. The 2 getting around there. That's Mike Fudge in that number 2. Steve Castle, Timothy Eisburn involved. Truth Oak may or may not have gotten through that. Let's go find out.
He crashed, there's not a lot of room to save it, and when somebody is crashing, there's not a lot of places to go to avoid them. It's very narrow. Really good job by Truth. Didn't overreact. It's easy to overreact and panic too. He kind of just calmly went through.
Kinsley Smith, like I said, he was involved in this one here as well. Hold on.
33 went head on into the turn 1 wall also.
So the 33. Take a look here at the 33. There he is, Alan Waddle.
Tan truck maybe that clipped him somehow.
Yeah. 10 truck. That's right. 10. Just coming here out of turn 4. I think he just stuck his nose in at the last second. That one's going to be tough.
Yeah, it's not clear. The 2 truck and the 10 truck look very similar as far as paint schemes. It's Mike Fudge. Sometimes I think they're trying to mess with us.
Hey, you know what? It won't surprise me. Give me that camera. I got too many camera options. Alright, we're going back green flag. San Filippo Luttrell on the front row this time. And we are green flag racing here once again. A couple of those trucks came up and actually hit the wall a little bit there on that restart. Oh, 1 truck, 2 trucks hard into the outside wall of that. Brandon Biddy. And we've got a battle here for the race lead. Luttrell trying to get on the inside here of San Filippo. He is going to start to make it happen. Out of turn number 2, side by side. Luttrell gets sideways. He has to back down. And that's going to bring Sean Dunaway up into his back bumper. But here comes Rowan Lloyd in that number 61 fighting around the outside for that 3rd spot. As we have trouble here on the front stretch. What a save by Truth Hope.
He's on all the racetrack.
I don't know how much of that everybody saw. It didn't pop up, so I'm not going to go back and look at it. Oh, man. That was a crazy save by Truth Hope in that 55 truck. Rowan Lloyd trying to make that diamond effect work on this racetrack, but not able to really get there, it seems. Well, he actually gained a little bit there on Luttrell this time by, and here he comes now to the outside. He's just going to have this big momentum run here on this straights. but I think using that diamond effect might be hurting him just a little bit.
He's having a really great run. Not somebody with a ton of wins, I don't think, but just consistently up front and running fast.
As you see, outside of Luttrell for that second spot, he will get him cleared. And now Sean Dunaway, he is setting it up for Steven Luttrell.
Able to get back on the lead lap with these yellows.
He seems to be pretty much fine. We got John sitting back here.
You're cutting out just a little bit, Mike. I think you're coming back.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So, 99, he's looking to make it to possibly 3 wide here at turn 2. These guys are racing for position back here. Alex Gates running side by side. Gates way up the track this time.
That's a lot of distance.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like Alex Gates, he's starting to struggle a little bit out of these corners. I feel like when he comes down the straight, his back end wiggles. You know, for like the first, like, 200 feet. Settle down back here just a little bit. There's that one. Here comes Philip Archibald getting around Steve Castle. These trucks are getting sideways out of the corners.
All these drivers are going to need a splash at least if this goes green. And we're at the point now where you could do that and make it to the end.
Battle up here for second.
I see a variety of paths when that takes place.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be one of those, when do I want to come down? And I think that's what it's going to boil down to is, you know, do you want to stay out longer or do you want to fresh turn sooner? At the end of the day, I mean, we saw what happened, you know, with Kirby Wainscott. He had to come down early due to having issues early on, and, you know, he came out during pit cycle and, you know, he was in the lead. So it's definitely going to be very interesting to see how they are going to play this here later on.
Rowan was showing a lot of speed laps ago, but he might have gone a little bit hard. Tires might be upset. On the other scale, we've got Dunaway there. He's starting to cut through the pack, so maybe he's been taking care of his stuff.
Yeah, definitely very possible there. You know, Sean, he's been very, very consistent. You know, definitely this last season and a half that I've been up here in the booth here for the Tuesday night trucks. You know, he's very consistent. He runs hard, but then he runs the hardest at the very end when it really counts, if he can do it. But I feel like he knows when he can and when he can't. Because like sometimes he'll run, you know, for that second spot, but I've also seen him not run as hard because he knows, the person in front of him is just that little much quicker. As you see him now getting run on the inside of the trail here on the exit of turn number 2.
The guys that have saved their stuff, they can continue to cut the corner in the center. The ones that have really used their tires, they'll start drifting up toward the wall. The rest will just kind of skid across the track.
Yeah. Oh man, Sanfilippo, he is absolutely loving this. He's now out to just about a 2-second lead over these 2 drivers back here. Well, I shouldn't really say 3 drivers because Lloyd, he is still right there in the mix for this 2nd spot. Really good racing. Lloyd now getting to the outside of Dunaway here for that 3rd spot. Goes way up the track. Yeah, so side by side here. So that's going to give Luttrell 2nd place. Dunaway backs out. He knows he needs to save some of his tires here for later. So that's just Dunaway right there, playing smart, kind of similar to what I was talking to.
Yeah, he may need to cool off his stuff and try again. He had kind of been attempting for about 3 or 4 laps there, and don't get it done quick. Your stuff starts to heat up, and it gets harder to complete it the longer it takes. So sometimes you just got to kind of reset.
Yeah, you see Lloyd just driving right around the outside of Luttrell there in 1 and 2. Now it's going to be very interesting to see here with what Lloyd can do to catch Brandon Sanfilippo. Because right before those first set of green flag pit stops happened, Lloyd was able to get all the way up to that 2nd spot, but then had to come down pit road for his pit stop. So it's going to be very interesting to see here what Lloyd can do late in this run.
Some chatter on the radio. Might be pit stops. Some of these guys might be brave and take 4 tires and try to short pit and get a huge leap if no yellow comes out. It's a big gamble. It'll pay off big if somebody tried it.
As I am seeing Kirby Wayne Scott, he's down here on pit road. Curtis Ecker, he's down on pit road as well. So, does look like pit stops are starting.
Could build a huge gap, or they could be stuck 2 laps down. It's just kind of a crapshoot.
Yeah, definitely going to be very interesting to see how all this will play out here as we see Brandon Biddy in that number 22 machine. He's down here on pit road now.
Leader's got about a 2.5 second gap.
It's slowly gaining for sure. So Sanfilippo is definitely a lot quicker at the moment. As we see Alex Teft in that number 43 machine. He's starting to make some noise now here in the top 5.
Kind of out of nowhere. I didn't really see him coming.
Neither did I, and I just looked up and there was an orange car. I'm like, hey, look, it's Alex. But here he's moved up here to 4th now. He's got 6 lap fresher tires than your race leaders. So, but Alex, he also knows how to save his tires and not burn them all up early on in a fuel run. So, him catching up to these guys and passing them is no surprise.
Curtis Hecker is really flying through there. He must have really new stuff.
Oh yeah.
It looks like a missile.
Shots fired. San Filippo, he's actually gained almost. Okay, he's back at 2.5. It looked like it said 3 seconds for just a moment. Alex Steff now trying to do everything he can to get around Stephen Luttrell, while he's also being hounded by Sean Dunaway in that 0-1 machine.
These guys are about 3.5 seconds behind the leader.
Barry Nelson jumped in, says sorry about his equipment failure earlier. Yeah, so that's exactly what we were thinking that happened there. Don't worry, Barry, it happens to the best of us, bud.
22's on new tires and kind of just desperately trying to find a way to get through here. Being really patient though.
Okay. Brendan Sanfilippo, he is making his way down pit road. Somewhere. Here he comes. Jumped a little bit too early here.
He's kind of elected to chop this in half. This might force the hand of a lot of other people.
Yeah, we're just inside 30 laps to go, so I think it'll be very interesting to see, who all this will bring down pit road, and that will turn the race lead over here to Rowan Lloyd as our battle for second continues to happen back here. Steve Gray says, hurry up in the pits, Brandon, go, go, go.
This is a really dangerous time if you've come in and you're stuck laps down.
Yeah.
All the differences in speed, the closing rates. Just get worried something's going to happen. That's why I like to go long here. I was supposed to be thinking that same thing. Zimmerman's also starting to work his way back in the picture.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how. I mean, these guys must be thinking about going long and just doing a splash, and not worrying about tires. It seems like San Filippo is of the party. Chopped it in half to take 4 and just go as fast as you can.
Yeah. Sean Dunaway in that 0-1 machine, he's down on pit road. Still waiting for quite a handful of people to come down pit road. Stephen Luttrell, he is in as well.
Top 2 are on the same strategy. Then there's a huge gap back to Alan Wild. It's about 12 seconds. Oh, we got a yellow. This changes
everything.
A lot of things. I'm trying to find a cause.
I'm not seeing anything. The question is, how much is this going to hurt Alex, because he just got down here to pit road.
Yeah, it's always tough to see. Did she say 21? I don't think we have a 21.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a 21.
Chantel, what was the call on that one? $29.
Miles.
Must be something way down on the apron where we didn't see it right away. I guess. Or we just could be really blind.
You try to get around the 55.
Ooh. Did he save it?
Yes.
Yeah, it kind of happened in the blink of an eye. Saved it and kept going. But it was enough to trigger a yellow. At a crazy time, too.
Take a look at the handmark of Truth Hope here on the front straightaway, keeping it off the inside wall.
There's probably going to be a ton of wave rounds again. This probably looked like a wonky restart. Almost single file. Right now, see a lot of people in position for a wave around. Maybe about a dozen cars on the lead lap after a wave around. My
Looking like that, yeah.
data is still kind of updating here.
So Curtis Ecker, he's on lap 138. Wild's 138. 138, 138. Brandon Sanfilippo in that 12 machine. He's going to be starting here on the outside of the first row, but he is one lap down.
I don't know why it's deciding that, but iRacing is a little strange during these pit cycles sometimes.
Yeah, so right... Oh, one truck spun in the back. Caution.
Probably seems silly, but it's easy to do that in the banking.
Yes. He was just trying to catch up with everybody, and Hellfight was so he was actually still trying to get back in line, and then when the green flag dropped, he just punched it on, and he was on that transition, and he just lost it. Oops.
Sometimes you'll see iRacing tell you to pass a bunch of cars, and then it'll suddenly change its mind and be like, no, let everybody back by.
Yeah.
And it might have been what happened there. And just kind of stabbing the throttle a little bit too hard on the banking. Easy to do.
Well, Sanfilippo fans, you should be celebrating because I believe he will get the lucky dog this time. So that will put 12 cars back onto the lead lap.
Yeah, this should straighten out the order a little bit more.
Yeah.
There's a strange placement of Sanfilippo there by iRacing.
Yeah, I think that's the first time I've ever seen that. And I've been here for a very, very long time.
I guess he had pitted already. Maybe he just wasn't far enough ahead to get the wave around like the others, but he had earned that spot. It's got to be something like that.
It's gotta be. It's very, very weird for sure. So Alex Teft, I am showing him in second. So he's gonna pull up all the way up here onto the outside of Zimmerman.
Is there going to be some high intensity, like
Oh no,
qualifying laps?
they're still keeping those lap down cars in front. And now the 99 of Philip Archibald, he's gonna be on the outside there. What in the world?
Yeah, something's pretty strange.
Because now Steve Castle, he's also up in that outside lane second car. And that puts Alex back in that 5th spot on the restart. And Steven Luttrell, he's going to be restarting back in the 8th spot, technically. And that's your top 3 right there. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this is all going to play out. And into the restart zone here. 17 laps to go this time by Steve Castle. It spins his tires on this restart. So he's going to get a good shove down the front straightaway. So far. Oh, trouble! 29's around! Good heads up driving. So Jack Kelly, he's involved in this one. He's faced the wrong way. Frank Chavez. He's in that, was it 50?
Was near it.
There's Frank Chavez at the 23. So he was actually one of the first ones to get in it. As you see, the 29 gets turned off the front bumper. I believe that's the 1 car, and then Frank Chavez, he gets hit from behind from Curtis Ecker.
If you take a look at the 1, he accidentally clips the wall off of 2. It comes down. And then this must be just crazy aftermath. Holy cow.
Here we go. Now we're on the right person.
Yeah, he clips the wall and comes down, and then right rears Matthew. And then just chaos ensues behind. Stidham was involved in this one here as well. Oh no, he just came to a stop. He said, not playing that. Alright, so this will get everybody together here. Because now I see Zimmerman, Teft, Luttrell, and then Smith behind him, Lloyd. Yep. Now we're all back together. It was like he was handling it. We'll file lap cars to the outside or something and set it to the back.
Yeah.
I just double checked the setting and it's double file back, so maybe we're just not seeing something. Pit cycles get a little complicated.
Oh yeah. Especially when there's a caution in the whole mix of it all. That's what really, really complicates it all.
Everybody's pretty much bunched back up with a shot at it here. Only about 14 to go.
Yeah. So we'll have 13 to go when we go back green. So Zimmerman, Taft, Luttrell, Smith, Lloyd, Hoke, Ecker, Dunaway, Wild, and Wayne Scott will be your top 10. And Brandon Sanfilippo, Philip Archibald, 11th and 12th, last cars on the lead lap. We're going to have a 13-lap shootout here at Dover, and the pace car is in. Zimmerman, Taft will bring him back to the green flag as we are getting ready to close out this race here today. Green flag is back out. Good start there. Brendan Zimmerman will take clear of that race lead. As Steve Luttrell, he will clear Teft here on the exit of turn 2. But here comes Teft fighting back to the outside as everybody gets nice and clear after turn number 2. But here comes Kesley Smith. He is now on the back bumper of Luttrell and Teft. He's waiting for the first person to go because he's going to join suit after one of them goes. And it looks like it's very well could be Teft. But here comes Luttrell fighting back on the inside. Rowan Lloyd back there fighting side by side with Truth Hope for that 5th spot. Luttrell, Teft still side by side for that 2nd spot. Zimmerman, he is absolutely loving this as he is pulling away here while these guys try to figure out who's going to lead this in 2nd here, I should say. As you guys see, Teft, Luttrell, Smith will go ahead and now single it down here on the back straightaway. And looks like Truth Hope, he will overtake the spot from Rowan Lloyd. As Rowan Lloyd, he's continuing to fall. Oh, trouble!
Curtis Ecker.
Curtis Ecker hard into that inside wall. Very, very hard hit there for Curtis Ecker. Just that momentum got him a little bit loose, it looked like, on my end.
He kind of looked a little bit light in the rear.
Yeah, definitely hard hit there. And let me go ahead and just get it out of the way. I am glad that these are virtual race cars. Because, man, some of those hits look like they hurt. And something I haven't talked about all day, Andrew, over on our website at racerselite.com, you can head over and take a look at our online store. Go ahead and head over there, get all of your Racer Elite apparel. All the proceeds to that comes back and helps support Racers Elite. So whoever makes the purchase, we thank you guys so much in supporting us here on Racers Elite. And I'm not sure if I like that call. It looks like Rowan Lloyd, he's going to get the EOL for this one.
Yeah, that was a tough one. I thought Curtis got a little bit light, a little bit loose, and might have drifted down a little bit also, but I guess balls and strikes.
Yep. Chantel Pottle, she does an amazing job up in the booth. You know, for us, she pretty much works every single night with us doing race control. So, you know, she just does a fantastic job over there.
Yeah.
All right, so we're coming around to 6 to go when we take the green, it looks like. And it seems like Zimmerman or whoever's in the race lead, they get a pretty decent jump, and then that second spot battles hard, and that race leader, he gets to pull away. So if that happens again, you know, we got 6 laps to go when we go green. So I think Teft and Luttrell, they're really going to have to quickly figure out who's going to take over second to try to track down Zimmerman for the win today.
Intensity is through the roof here.
You know, Zimmerman, he wasn't on my radar today, to be honest. But here he is up front. He's led 21 laps so far. So he's played his cards very well today.
Yeah, he was on that go long strategy with Alex, and it paid off really well for both of them.
Yeah, for sure. As the pace car is in, 6 laps to go, this time by Zimmerman, Teft, Luttrell, Smith. They will bring the field back to the green flag, and we are green flag once again here at Dover. And this time, Brandon, he got out to a good start just like we anticipated, but the battle right now is back here for that second spot. Luttrell, he's looking to overtake it from Teft here on the turn 2, not able to make it stick. As you see, these two drivers continue to run side by side for that second spot. 5 laps to go this time by. Luttrell barely able to edge out Teft there for second out of turn 4. So Teft, he's hanging strong on that outside lane, and they're going to have to, like I said, they're going to have to figure this out real quick before Zimmerman starts to drive away. And now Alex Teft, he will come out on top, and now he can set his eyes on your race leader, Brandon Zimmerman, as we have 4 laps to go this time. If he plays his cards right, he should be able to get to the back bumper of Zimmerman. The question is going to be is how hard is Zimmerman also pushing here late in the run. 2 to go this time. 3, 2.
2 this time.
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah, you used some tire there battling each other. I think Steve and Alex are both good enough to come up here and compete, but side by side you're slower and you don't want to give it up either.
That is very true. Little Smith gets way loose out of turn 2. White flag is in the air for the number 65 of Brandon Zimmerman for Driving Extreme Inc. As they will fly here through turns 1 and 2. Luttrell possibly looking for one last run on Alex Teft here for second. Not able to get underneath of him that last time. Out of turn number 4, ladies and gentlemen, Brandon Zimmerman. He will be your race winner here at Dover. And Smith, he will edge out Dunaway for that 4th spot. But Alex Teft and Stable Luttrell will bring it home 2nd and 3rd here today.
Great job at Brandon.
Yeah, very, very great job.
The inside line on those restarts was really killer. He was able to get some really great launches.
Zimmerman, again, driver of that number 65, Moza Ford. He will bring it home first. Really good run all around. And before we go and talk to our race winners, let's go ahead and take a look here at our race results. forgetting to hide this when I show this. Here we go. All right, so Brandon Zimmerman, he will come out on top here at Dover, followed by Alex Teft in that number 43 truck, and the 36 of Stephen Luttrell, he will bring it home third. Kensley Smith will bring it home fourth. Sean Dunaway, he'll bring it home fifth. Sixth with for Truth Hoken, that number 55 machine, very good turnaround for him after having a pretty rough day. And Kirby Wade Scott will come home seventh. Brandon Sanfilippo 8th, Alan Wild 9th, and Philip Archibald will bring it home 10th. Brandon Biddy will be in 11th. Aaron Roth, Jonathan Stidham, Timothy Eisburn, and Joshua Norton. 16th is going to be Chris Gotzel, followed by Steve Castle. Jack Kelly, Mike Fudge, Curtis Ecker will round out your top 20. 21st is going to be Frank Chavez. Kyle Hess will bring home 22nd. Joe Bonner, Barry Nelson, and Alan Bergen will round out your 25. No, that's not 25 cars. We had 28 cars here today. Who am I missing? Allen, Barry, Bonner, Hess, Gates. Gates is missing from my little sheet here.
Yeah, I showed 28 total,
Yeah.
not including me. Well, check that out.
Yeah, I'll have to definitely take a look into that. So I do apologize about that, everybody. But your hard charger of the day is going to be Kensley Smith. Brandon Sanfilippo, he led the most laps here today. Fastest lap does go to Brandon Zimmerman, your race winner. And Sanfilippo did come out on the pole today. We did have 9 cautions and 8 different race leaders here today. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's go talk with our top 3. Right here, yeah. And first up is going to be Stephen Luttrell, driver of that number 36 machine. Steven, it's Mike and Andrew up in the booth. Got a copy?
I do. What's going on, guys?
Not too much, buddy. What a good run for you here today in that number 36 machine. Run us through your day, and what was it like trying to battle Alex there in the final couple of restarts for that second spot?
Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to be fast for the long run. After 30, 35 laps, I could not turn the truck anymore. So I was kind of happy to see the cautions there at the end to help me stay up there. But yeah, racing Alex right there at the end, you just, when you're on the inside, it's so hard to get the power down and out of the corner when you don't have that whole track to run up to the wall. So he did a real good job of keeping it up there, and I was doing everything I could not to just stuff him in the wall, and I didn't want any of that to happen. So, you know, be a little easy on it, but racing him hard, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely looked like a lot of fun out there. And, you know, what's your thoughts about this track in general? It's a 1 mile, you know, cement track. You know, how did it feel for you out there today in that 36 truck?
With the setup that's in these trucks, it feels really, really good for about 5 laps, and then you're just searching for grip and searching for whatever to find. But I'm always intimidated coming to this track. This track always scares me to death because it's just so freaking fast for how small it is. But hey, start 10th, finish 3rd. I'll take that all the time.
Heck yeah. Andrew, do you have any questions for our 3rd place finisher today?
Just great job, and taking a look at the points here. Looks like you closed in a little bit on Sean today. Made up a couple points. You're only 4 behind now after you know, the fifth race. I can't even say it. 5th race of the season. It's a tongue twister.
Yeah, I kept looking at the relative and just making sure he was behind me. I just whatever I do, I just want to fish ahead of the 01 car. That's all I want to do.
He's a grinder. He's tough. What are you thinking going into Sonoma next week? It didn't sound like you were a huge fan of road courses at the Daytona road course on Thursday.
Oh, I did not need to hear that it was Sonoma next week. Uh, yeah,
Better or bad news?
I just can't turn right. I don't know what it is. I can't do it. I've always been pretty bad. But we'll go in there. We'll give it our all. We'll do everything we can to finish, at least on the lead lap. I mean, I can hope for a top 10 or 15, but we'll just have to see what happens.
Yeah, sounds good. Let's pass it to you for your shoutouts.
This was the first night I had Dad in there as a crew chiefing for me. So got a few bugs to work out there, but we'll get it going. Thanks to him, Mom, my wife, my kids, and my grandson. You for putting on the league and up in the broadcast booth. You run a great league. Everything runs so smooth and it's tons of fun. And now we're racing 6 days a week. So yeah, we got to add one more.
Absolutely. Well, Stephen, congratulations once again on your third place finish here at Dover, and we'll see you next week in California.
Appreciate it. We'll see you there.
Ladies and gentlemen, driver of that number 36 truck, Stephen Luttrell. Let's go ahead and bring up your runner-up for today, driver of that number 43 truck. It's going to be Alex Teft. Alex, it's Mike and Andrew up in the booth. I got a copy.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Alex, what a good day for you once again, coming up 16 spots, so starting 18th, coming up to second. What a big move for you early on as well. You were quickly moving up, even after those two quick cautions at the very beginning. Walk us through your day, and then what was it like fighting Steven there at the end?
Yeah, no, early on, just quick cautions. I was able to make up a couple spots just by people, wrecking out. Then from there, I was doing pretty good at saving tire. I was making up a bunch of ground, especially in the long run. But then I missed pit road on the first green flag pit stop and ran out of gas. So I ended up going 2 laps down because a caution came out shortly after. Missed the lucky dog by 1 spot on a different caution, so I took the wave around, and then another caution soon. And then I think I ended up taking the wave around twice, and was able to be back on the lead lap. And then ran that next run long, and caution came out right as I entered on pit road, so that worked out for me. I was able to cycle out second, but then iRacing scoring got all weird, and lap cars were up front for a bit, so I was second place, but 4th row. But yeah, got a couple more cautions, was able to get back up on the front row, and yeah, then the battle was on, and Steve is so freaking good in those short runs, so I had a tough time getting past him on the outside, and then at that point, Brandon just ran some perfect laps from there, and can't do much about that. Because yeah, I was using up my stuff running that high side. But yeah, no, congrats to Brandon.
Yeah, definitely very well said. Andrew, do you got any questions for Alex?
No, just good job. And so going into this race, you're 3 points behind Sean. After this race, you're actually 1 point ahead of him, so you've actually taken the lead going into Sonoma. Do you think you can hang on to it after Sonoma?
Unless I get a set of load cell pedals from now until Sonoma, I would say probably not.
I think you could have some shipped to your home by then.
Yeah. might need a emergency investment this week.
Yeah, let's pass it to you for your shoutouts.
Yeah, thank you guys in the Race Elite Network booth for putting the show on air. And I think the League itself, Race Elite, not the best day for the chicken coop guys, so maybe we can bounce back for the rest of the week. Yeah, thank the friends and fans that watch all the time, and shout out to the parents because they were whining because they didn't get a shout out. And then yeah, thank my wife.
Alrighty. Well, congratulations once again on your runner-up finish here at Dover, Alex, and we'll see you next week when we head to Sonoma.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's driver number 43, Alex Teft. Let's go ahead and bring up your race winner, driver of that number 56 machine, Brandon Zimmerman. Brandon, it's Mike and Andrew up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
I got you, buddy.
Brandon, what a good day for you today. Started third, hung out top 10 majority of the day. Walk us through your day. What was it like trying to fight back from being a lap down, I believe it was, early on due to that caution coming out at the worst time and you bringing it home here today?
Yeah, caution, of course. It got me at the wrong time there, but it was a lot of fun. The first run, I burnt my right front up, trying something different. Didn't work out, so I spent the middle run just trying a better line, trying to figure out my lifting points, trying to copy other people. My teammate San Filippo, I feel bad for him. He had this thing covered until that late caution, but just took a gamble, tried to stay out as long as I could in that last run. Luckily, was able to get a yellow and able to make it happen.
Yeah, definitely a really good run. You know, definitely a big heartbreak there for Brandon Sanfilippo at the end of this thing. But next week we're heading over to Sonoma to go left and right. How well does that truck of yours gonna be able to turn right over at Sonoma?
Well, you won't see me at all next week. I'll be probably 20th, riding around trying to hold on. Not very good at those, but yeah, I'm glad I got a lot of points tonight to make up for that.
Well, I mean, at this point, everybody is saying that they'll be about 15th on back. So, I mean, you might have a chance to win if that's the case.
Yeah, if we're all back there, who knows?
Andrew, do you got any questions for our race winner here today?
Great job. You were able to jump up 5 spots in the standings after tonight. So only about 6 from the cutoff line. A lot better shape than you were going in. And pass it to you for your shout outs. Congratulations.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I've been around here a long time. It's good to finally get one in the truck series. Been waiting for a while. Shout out to Kinsley Driving Extreme. Shout out to you, Andrew, for this awesome league. And yeah, thank you guys.
You're a next gen champion. You got to get one of these truck ones under your belt.
I'm gonna try. Do my best, buddy.
Sounds like a plan. Ladies and gentlemen, send out your big congratulations to Brandon Zimmerman on his race win here today, and we'll see you next week when we head over to Sonoma.
Thank you, man. See y'all then.
Absolutely. All right, Andrew, final thoughts here today before we head out and head west to Sonoma for next week.
Yeah, kind of a little bit of a shakeup in the points, I think. Still very tight at the front. Got about 5 guys. I mean, 5 guys within 10 points or so, and we've got about 5 races left before the chase cutoff. Heading into some kind of wild card tracks. Sonoma next week. Auto Club. That's kind of like a plate track for these trucks. Very wide, very fast, very full throttle, and then we go to Daytona, which definitely is a plate track, and Iowa to round it out. So, it might be about minimizing losses next week in Sonoma if road courses aren't your favorite, and hoping on some luck through this final stint here.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a crazy one here at Dover next week. Again, heading to Sonoma Raceway. Definitely going to be a very good show next week. I anticipate a lot of good side-by-side racing with these trucks. And we want to thank everybody so much for tuning in. If you guys like what you see, make sure you guys head over to RacerElite.com to get all of your information for Racers Elite. Also, head over there to get your Racers Elite apparel as well. And can't wait to see you next week when we head to Sonoma. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Mike Taylor up here in the booth alongside my good friend Andrew Teft. We want to thank you guys so much for joining us, and we will see you guys next week. And until then, you guys have yourself a beautiful time zone.